stopping by my channel. Today's video, we're taking a look at Anastasia Koldareva's brand new coloring book, Fall Masquerade. And I did post this over on my community tab a few days ago. Anastasia did a flip through of the book herself, and I was very excited for it. I'm always excited when she drops a new coloring book. She's been dropping them quite frequently lately, which is pretty exciting because I do love her work, but it's not exciting for my wallet because they are kind of expensive just in general. But now we're not allowed to get shipments from, I guess Russia can't ship to the United States currently, so we can't order the physical book from her anymore, which was a little bit of a cheaper option than going to Etsy and picking it up. But I did see it on Etsy over on Cool Craft Books. That is her like official bookseller that she uses, and I saw it there, and it does, I think you can either pre-order it, or it says something about it'll take 1 to 2 weeks to ship. I think probably because she has to order it from Anastasia and then wait for it to come from Russia, and then she has to ship it out to you. So it's going to be a little while. And the shipping to the United States is $35. The book itself is $41.50, I think, around there. So it's got, everything adds up, and it's pretty expensive. So what I did was I got the PDF for $31. I'm going to kind of just go through like the expenses of what I personally did to get this book printed out. And this is not to say that I would advise you doing all of these things, extra things. You don't have to. But I kind of just wanted it to look similar in format to her other books that I have. And I spent $31 on the PDF, and I printed the pages out myself. It's 27 pages. So I have this craft printer. I'll put that in the description, the printer that I have currently. I really like it a lot, and it's way better than my last printer. It's able to print like a lot of different paper shapes, paper thicknesses, and everything. So I took this to UPS, got it bound after I personally printed it myself. So binding this cost about $9. I think it was $8.97. But they spiral bound it for me. I asked them to do it on the top just because I'm left-handed, and I figured it would be easier for me to color if it was bound on the top. And they put this little cardboard backing on it, so it's like almost like a real coloring book. I got 12 by 12 paper. I got this cardstock paper. I wasn't quite knowledgeable enough to know what paper to get, so I was just kind of winging it. I did see some papers I thought would have been probably better, but this was, I thought, the best option, and I was already familiar with this paper. This is the same same company, Astro Brights, Astro Brights. I have already been familiar with, and I have already recommended this type of paper. I have it in this colored version right now, but the white one is the same thing, just white, and it's the same 176 GSM, 65 pounds. So I saw that, so I was like, oh, it must be the same. So I figured, let's try that one. This is 12 by 12. The book itself, that Anastasia puts out, I think is 10.6 by 10.6, something like that. I did see some papers, some square papers that were 10 by 10. I didn't want it to be that. I didn't want it to be that small, just because I knew I needed to bind it. I wanted to bind it, and I didn't want to cut off some of the images. So I thought this was the best deal wise, and it was shipped, and it was able to ship the next day. So I was very excited for this project, so I wanted something the next day. I couldn't wait, and I'm moving in a week, so I didn't have a lot of time to fool around. So I got this paper. I think it's okay. I would probably recommend maybe doing a little bit more research on this if you're a little bit more fussy about what paper you like to use for your PDFs. This is a very smooth paper, so if you don't like smooth papers, you're a little bit more into textured type of papers, I would do a little bit more research and try and find something that's a little bit more to your liking. But this was $10 for 70 sheets. I only needed 27 sheets to print this book out, so I could print out probably like another 2 books maybe out on that. So You don't necessarily have to be all extra like me and get square. You could get another whatever paper you already have in your house. I'm sure it'd be fine. And then maybe if you have a paper cutter, cut it down. That's an option too. So let's get started on this flip through. I had asked them to laminate the cover, but they couldn't because of the shape. They didn't have like a square shaped piece of laminate paper, I guess. So what they did was, I didn't even ask them. I was like, all right, just forget it. Just leave it. Just bind it for me. But I came back to pick it up and they were like, oh, we tried to make it nice for you and we put this on the front, and I didn't even ask them to put this cardboard. They added that for me too. So you probably want to ask them before you bring it in to get bound or whatever you're going to do to it. I didn't. I just was like, yeah, bind this for me. And then when I got there, they just charged me $8.97. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so I had wanted to get this laminated, but they weren't able to do it. But I guess if you have your own lamination machine at home, some people do, you can do it. But it's not bad. And this first image, I'm actually kind of glad she didn't add this little that little whatever this is on the nose, because I kind of don't like that. A lot of these images seem very related to her previous book, the Metamorphosis book, and some of them, there's a lot of Alice in Wonderland type theme things in here. She has done some Alice in Wonderland images in the past, which I think is cool. I really like this one a lot. I'm not so super crazy about these, what do they call this, Glasgow smiles. She did on a lot of these images, and some of them I feel like seems like a little bit odd. Like it seems like to me that some of these images were like she had these images and then she added things after the fact, it seems like to me. And here we have a pirate. Some familiar themes we have seen in her books before. Like this one, like I'm like kind of like this one. This one looks like she had done this already, and then she's like, oh, let me make her a clown, and like added the clown nose and these little clown things. But still pretty nonetheless. I think I would like to somehow maybe white these out, which I have done that in the past, like just kind of color over it so it looks just like a regular face, not necessarily a clown, because to me it kind of like seems like mismatch to me personally. Another Alice in Wonderland. This kind of matches that one she has in another book. I wish I had my other books to kind of like do cross-reference with you guys, but I don't. They're in my mom's garage at the moment. I really like this one a lot. It's really pretty. This one, this would be nice kind of if you had this one facing this one, maybe in 2 frames would be cool to hang somewhere. And some candles. This one, I think this is my favorite of the whole bunch. I'm looking forward to doing this one. I have all my art supplies all together in one spot. I think this one would be really nice. And I do always like when she does her work in circles. That's one of my favorite elements that she does. I like when there's a circle behind. I'm doing this on my floor, my living room floor right now. My desk is no more, so hopefully this is working out. I do also like this one a lot. I'm excited to do this, try and do this one. This one is nice too. Pumpkins, nice back view. Wizard. Like this one also seems like it could belong in her previous book, the Metamorphosis book. I like this one a lot too, but I don't know. Maybe she's like doing some sort of psychic mind, flipping these people around. Is this maybe a reference to a movie that I don't get? Or just like maybe some kind of horror reference in general? I'm not sure. I would think this looks like one like maybe Color with Claire would do, like would like to do. I'm a big fan of Color with Claire, but I watch her a lot. But this looks like one I would be excited to see her do this one. This one's really pretty. I kind of would like this if it didn't necessarily have this jack-o'-lantern. It kind of takes it out of the element for me, but I really think like the face is pretty. I like the background of I would like to do this within some kind of like neutral tones, would be really pretty. These two scary little girls. Again, if you're not super not super crazy about this, I think if you wanted to, you could probably easily cover this up too. Or even since this is a digital version, you could probably go in and remove that digitally. Might be able to do that too. I didn't even think about that. But this one, I'm pretty sure she has up on her Boosty page where you can buy it individually. A few of these are individual pages she had offered up, I think maybe last year for Halloween. So I think you can get this one separately. This one you can get separately too. This one's really nice, a big portrait, if you're into portraits. This one I like a lot too, is really cool. This one, I think you can get this one separately too on her Boosty page too. Another Queen of Hearts, Alice in Wonderland type of reference. Sugar Skull. And I was working on this last night. I was just trying to see how the paper would work out with some pencils. I used my Black Widow pencils on this paper. And just really it was because I was one of the only sets I have left in the apartment. But the Black Widows worked out pretty good on this paper. Again, it's very smooth. So, and I did use my blender a little bit on here too. So, not bad, I think, for having printed it out myself. So, I think altogether, $31 for printing out the PDF, $10, well, $9 for the binding. So that's $40. And I used 27 sheets or 28 sheets of the paper to print this out. Probably plus, I'm not going to even factor in the ink because I would have used that ink anyway. I already purchased it. I'm doing girl math here. So I'm not counting the ink that I used up to print it out. So all in all, I think about 40, I'm going to say $45, give or take. I probably spent to get this book printed out, which is maybe about the same or a little bit less than if I would have actually purchased the physical book from Anastasia in the first place. So it's up to you guys. I just wanted to give you a heads up on the shipping situation if you were planning on getting this book and you weren't aware of what was going on with the shipping. And if you don't have a printer, you can always still take it to like a FedEx, UPS, and get it printed out too. You don't have to go extra like me and get the plastic and the color and everything, or you could just print out certain images that you're interested in. You don't have to print them all out. If you have any questions, let me know. I actually bought a bookbinding machine several months ago from Temu, and I was meaning to do an unboxing and do a demo on it, but I never got around to it. And now that's another thing that's currently in my mom's garage. So I wasn't able to. I was thinking I would like to have done like a longer process, trying to do a demo on bookbinding myself. But my apartment's right across the street from UPS, so I figured let me just bring it over there and let them do it for me. And I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. And of course, since I have the file, I'm always able to, if I do mess something up, I'm always able to print it out again and do a do-over. So let me know in the comments if you plan on getting this book from either Coolcraft, or you think you want to go the route of PDF version, or if you're in another country, maybe you don't have this problem. But I think some countries in the past already aren't able to get shipments from her. I think maybe Australia isn't able to get it from her as well. So there's kind of some solutions for you if you're unable to get it directly from Anastasia in Russia. And I hope you guys all have a really great rest of your day. Happy coloring, and I'll see you next time.